Conflicts are a natural part of any relationship and of any group, whether in the workplace, volunteer associations, or in your personal lives. When handled constructively, they are extremely valuable. Knowing how and why we respond to conflict the way we do provides us with awareness for building skills for positive conflict resolution. Application of strategies for dealing with demands and anger on an individual level will contribute to organizational success. When we understand the critical issues of a conflict, it can be approached with the desire to create a mutually beneficial resolution. We can then build stronger relationships and accomplish tasks with a greater perspective. When we talk about conflict, we are not necessarily referring to aggressive confrontations or arguments. Conflict is simply any situation in which one person's concerns are different from those of another person. Conflict can mean a heated argument or a simple difference of opinion. The distinction lies in the importance of the issue and the amount of energy you put into it. Assumptions about conflict. Conflict occurs because team members represent a unique combination of experience, knowledge, and skill. Address conflicts early or they will intensify. Think win-win resolution. Within groups, conflicts will develop. Some conflicts can be minimized. Resolution does not have to be a win-win situation. Some conflicts are unavoidable. Some conflicts can't be smoothed over or suppressed. Assertiveness versus cooperativeness. We'll examine 5 basic modes for handling conflict. Each conflict mode differs in terms of 2 basic aspects. Assertiveness, the degree to which a person attempts to satisfy his or her own concerns. Cooperativeness, the degree to which a person attempts to satisfy the concerns of another person. While we all use 5 modes at one time or another, we tend to rely on or prefer 1 or 2 modes over the others. The conflict mode we use at any given time is based on our skill level in certain modes and on the requirements of the situation. All modes are good if used appropriately. However, when any conflict mode is overused or underused, unwanted situations develop. The key is in expanding your skill set and your ability to assess what is appropriate in each situation. When presented with conflict, we may act out without thinking about the choices we have. Consider the degree of assertiveness. I want my way. The cooperation. Whatever you want. In each of the 5 conflict handling modes. Now that you have considered your pattern of response to conflict, let's look at the same basic approaches to conflict resolution. For each style, there are some characteristic behaviors. The 5 basic conflict handling modes are unique in terms of assertiveness and cooperativeness. They are competing, high assertiveness and low cooperativeness. The goal is to win. Uses power, position, personality, or status to get own way. Academics, athletes, and the law can reflect this mindset. Assertive and aggressive, forceful, moving against others. Accommodating, low assertiveness and high cooperativeness. The goal is to yield. Agreeable, non-assertive, cooperative, even at the expense of personal goals. Yielding, moving toward the other person, and friendly. Avoiding, low assertiveness and low cooperativeness. The goal is to delay. Non-confrontational. Denies issues are a problem. This is the style of a highly dependent person without inner direction. May postpone conflict or avoid it at all costs. Moving away. Leaving. Losing. Collaborating. High assertiveness and high cooperativeness. The goal is to find a win-win solution. High respect for mutual benefit. Recognizes the needs and mutual benefits of both parties. Strives for win-win or recognizes abilities and expertise of all. integrating, working toward solution with others. Compromising, moderate assertiveness and moderate cooperativeness. The goal is to find a middle ground. Aggressive but cooperative, tries to bargain, compromise, and split the difference. Conflict resolution style handout outlines some basic approaches to conflict. Think about when you have experienced or observed the noted behaviors or sayings. Using the handout, indicate the styles you are most likely to use with followers, peers, or a manager. If appropriate to the situation, agree on the rules of the process. Make sure that people understand that the conflict may be a mutual problem, which may be best resolved through discussion and negotiation rather than through raw aggression. If you are involved in the conflict, emphasize the fact that you are presenting your perception of the problem. Use active listening skills to ensure you hear and understand others' positions and perceptions. Restate, paraphrase, and summarize. And make sure that when you talk, you're using an adult, assertive approach rather than a submissive or aggressive style. Key points. Conflicts in the workplace can be incredibly destructive to good teamwork. Managed in the wrong way, real and legitimate differences between people can quickly spiral out of control, resulting in situations where cooperation breaks down and the team's mission is threatened. This is particularly the case where the wrong approaches to conflict resolution are used. To calm these situations down, it helps to keep a positive approach to conflict resolution, where discussion is courteous and non-confrontational, and the focus is on issues rather than on individuals. If this is done, then, and as long as people listen carefully and explore facts, issues, and possible solutions properly, conflict can often be resolved effectively. Resolving conflict rationally and effectively. In many cases, conflict in the workplace just seems to be a fact of life. We've all seen situations where different people with different goals and needs have come into conflict, and we've all seen the often intense personal animosity that can result. The fact that conflict exists, however, is not necessarily a bad thing, as long as it is resolved effectively. It can lead to personal and professional growth. In many cases, effective conflict resolution skills can make the difference between positive and negative outcomes. The good news is that by resolving conflict successfully, you can solve many of the problems that it has brought to the surface, as well as getting benefits that you might not at first expect. Increased understanding. The discussion needed to resolve conflict expands people's awareness of the situation, giving them an insight into how they can achieve their goals without undermining those of other people. Increased group cohesion. When conflict is resolved effectively, team members can develop stronger mutual respect and a renewed faith in their ability to work together. Improved self-knowledge. Conflict pushes individuals to examine their goals in close detail, helping them understand the things that are most important to them, sharpening their focus and enhancing their effectiveness. However, if conflict is not handled effectively, the results can be damaging. Conflicting goals can quickly turn into personal dislike. Teamwork breaks down, talent is wasted as people disengage from their work, and it is easy to end up in a vicious downward spiral of negativity and recrimination. If you're to keep your team or an organization working effectively, you need to stop this downward spiral as soon as you can. To do this, it helps to understand two of the theories that lie behind effective conflict resolution techniques. Beyond Words has developed several conflict management workshops for face-to-face training, CD or via online training, to assist you with conflict management in the workplace. These training programs will assist you to understand conflict management styles, how to step outside of one's comfort zone, and address conflict utilizing the proper techniques and conflict style. If you prefer to do the training yourself to alleviate the stress and many hours it takes to develop and implement your conflict management program in your organization, we have developed a training CD that you can use over and over again to train your staff. Customized versions of the CD are available at a minimal charge. If training is not your thing, if you hate getting up and speaking, or you just prefer someone else to do it for you, Beyond Rewards can come on site to do the training, or we can develop a customized training CD along with a customized workbook for staff and management to follow along with the training presentation. You will be able to use this CD over and over again as you hire new workers to your organization. Incorporate conflict management training into your Bill 168 training. Face-to-face, online, and customized Bill 168 with conflict management training available. Another option, Beyond Rewards will come on site and develop your conflict management and/or Bill 168 policies, procedures, and conduct your risk assessment of your organization to identify conflict, risk in the workplace, and develop your programs. After we have completed these steps, we will develop customized training for you to present and train your workers, supervisors, and management team, or we can present the training for you.
Order your toolkit to assist you with policy development, risk assessment, program design, conflict management, and training of your workers, supervisors, and managers. In addition, Beyond Rewards can custom design a training program for you that you can present to all your workers, new hires, supervisors, and managers to keep the message consistent year after year. Order your toolkit and training CD today by calling us at 519-821-7440 or email us at info@beyondrewards.ca.